In America today, peace has become the most expensive luxury. Every sunrise begins with bills, rent up 20%, groceries doubled, and health insurance costs more than a mortgage. You work harder, earn more, yet somehow live less. They promised that retirement would be freedom, a reward after decades of effort. But now, for millions, it feels more like a countdown between medicine and meals. The dream house has turned into another debt. The golden years. Only golden on paper. But what if peace didn't have to cost so much? What if $7,000 a year could buy you a small home, warm meals, and a life where neighbors still smile when they see you? Because somewhere in this wide world, people still live slowly, love deeply, and measure wealth in laughter, not in numbers. You can keep renting survival, or buy back your freedom. And if you're ready to start over, join Discover, Globe Places Top 10, as we explore 5 countries where life still has a soul and where your money finally feels human again. 5. Bulgaria. Where Europe forgot to raise the price tag. There's a corner of Europe that time somehow forgot to rush. Bulgaria. A land where old cobblestone streets still echo the footsteps of centuries, and winter mornings arrive with a kind of silence money can't buy. Here, $450 a month doesn't just pay the bills, it buys you back dignity. In cities like Plovdiv or Veliko Tarnovo, life still moves with the rhythm of bells and seasons. For $450 a month, you can rent a 1-bedroom apartment overlooking terracotta rooftops and misty hills. Go just a few kilometers outside town, and that price drops to $250, where neighbors wave from across wooden fences, and the local baker still knows how you like your bread. A meal in a family restaurant costs $4 a cup of coffee, just $1 utilities, $80, and lightning-fast internet, $12. In Bulgaria, modern comfort doesn't demand modern suffering. For those who dream of owning instead of renting, the countryside feels almost unreal. Entire stone houses, some built before your grandparents were born, sell for just $12,000 to $18,000. An acre of land costs less than a weekend getaway, back in the States around $900. Many foreigners from the UK, Germany, even Canada, have quietly moved here, renovating these forgotten homes with care. They plant fruit trees, keep a garden, and watch the seasons change instead of stock prices. The visa process is refreshingly simple. Show around $1,000 a month in income, and you can apply for a residence permit. Stay 5 years, and permanent residency becomes an option. No big investment, no bureaucracy maze. Taxes. Flat 10% on income, among the lowest in Europe. And if your pension comes from the US, it's fully exempt when transferred through Bulgarian banks. Property tax is a whisper, just 0.15% per year. In a world where governments keep inventing new ways to take more, Bulgaria quietly lets you keep what's yours. Healthcare, too, is gentle on the wallet. A private consultation costs between $15 and $25. Medicine is cheap and easily available. Nationwide health insurance is around $400 a year. Doctors are well trained. Many speak English, and private clinics in Sofia or Plovdiv match Western standards without Western prices. But what makes Bulgaria unforgettable isn't just how little you spend, it's how much you feel. Step into a village in winter, and you'll hear the faint sound of church bells echoing through crisp air. A farmer may stop by your gate with a bottle of homemade plum brandy. Rakia offering it not as a transaction, but as a welcome. Streets are calm. People nod instead of rush, and every season brings its own poetry. The bloom of apricot trees in spring, grape harvests in autumn snow, blanketing red roofs in December. There's no race here, no competition to outshine your neighbor, just the quiet comfort of knowing that peace doesn't need noise to exist. In Bulgaria, the cold keeps the noise out, and lets peace in. 4. Tunisia, where the Mediterranean still belongs to everyone. Between the golden dunes of the Sahara and the endless blue of the Mediterranean lies Tunisia, a country that feels like Europe and Africa whispering to each other. It's a place where you can still smell fresh bread from the corner bakery, hear the call to prayer, drift across olive fields, and sip espresso on a seaside cafe terrace without checking your watch. For $400 to $500 a month, you don't just survive here, you live beautifully and calmly. In coastal towns like Sousse and Monastir, life unfolds at half the speed of the Western world. You can rent a cozy apartment a short walk from the sea for under $500, watch fishermen return at sunrise, and buy fresh tuna shrimp and oranges for the price of a cup of coffee back home. Dining out rarely costs more than $6 grilled sea bass couscous with vegetables or a steaming plate of lamb stew served with laughter and patience. Tunisia still feels like the Mediterranean of the 1980s, before tourism and greed replaced authenticity. Foreigners are welcomed with quiet warmth. Americans receive 90 days visa-free, and extensions are handled easily at local police offices. Many retirees simply rent a home and apply for long-stay residence. Bureaucracy moves slowly, but always with a smile. The locals speak Arabic, but most also speak French, and in tourist towns, English is common enough that you'll never feel lost. Healthcare is another quiet blessing. Tunisian doctors are often trained in France and provide excellent care at a fraction of Western prices, $20 for a private visit, $40 for dental work, and international health insurance averages $600 to $800 per year. The hospitals in Tunis and Sousse are clean, modern, and efficient. And for major procedures, Europe is just a short flight away. For retirees living on a U.S. pension, Tunisia offers a rare gift: no tax on foreign income. What you earn abroad stays entirely yours. It's one of the few Mediterranean nations that still believes peace of mind should not be taxed. But beyond the numbers lies a rhythm that's impossible to describe until you feel it. In Tunis, the capital, the scent of jasmine fills narrow alleys lined with white and blue homes, a nod to its Moorish past. In the port of La Goulette, fishermen mend nets while students stroll past French-style cafes, their laughter mixing with the sea breeze. Women here walk confidently in jeans or hijabs side by side, a reflection of a society that blends faith with freedom, tradition with grace. Security is strong and visible, especially in central areas. Tourism police walk the streets greeting travelers like guests rather than suspects. It's one of the few North African countries where you can wander alone at night and feel genuinely safe. In Tunisia, time feels generous. You learn to linger, to breathe slower, to appreciate the sound of waves more than the sound of money. Between the sand and the sea, this country teaches you a truth the modern world has forgotten: that freedom isn't measured by how much you own, but by how calmly you live. Between sand and sea, Tunisia teaches you that freedom isn't wealth, it's calm. 3. Georgia, where time is currency and foreigners are family. In Georgia, time isn't measured in hours, it's measured in moments shared over wine, bread, and laughter. This small country between Europe and Asia has a way of slowing you down until you finally remember what it means to live. For around $450 a month, you can have a simple, fulfilling life that feels rich in all the ways money can't define. Rent a cozy apartment in Kutaisi or Batumi for just $250 to $300, eat out for $3 to $5, sip a bottle of local wine for $2, and stay connected with high-speed internet for $10 a month. Here, even the math feels merciful. For Americans, Georgia opens its doors wider than almost anywhere else in the world. You can stay visa-free for a full year, no renewals, no paperwork, no headaches, and when that year ends, You can simply step out and come right back to reset the clock. Want to make it permanent? Stay 6 years and apply for permanent residency, or invest $35,000 and get it right away. Freedom here doesn't require lawyers, just a plane ticket and a little courage. Healthcare follows the same logic: simple, efficient, humane. Doctors speak English. Appointments cost only $10 to $15, and private insurance averages $400 per year. For anything complex, the hospitals in Tbilisi are modern, professional, and staffed with physicians who studied in Germany or the US. You won't find luxury marble floors, but you'll find care, and sometimes that's the greater luxury. Taxes. Georgia believes in rewarding simplicity. If you spend less than 183 days in the country, you pay zero tax on your global income. Even if you stay longer, the rates remain modest, and foreign pensions are untouched. For retirees or digital nomads, it's a quiet haven, a country that lets you breathe, work, and rest without chasing you for every dollar you earn abroad. But what makes Georgia unforgettable isn't found in policy or price, it's found in people. Walk into a Georgian home and you won't leave hungry. Before you can say no, someone will already be pouring you homemade wine, slicing fresh bread, and setting the table for a supra, a feast that's less about food and more about belonging. Every dinner is a ceremony, every guest a blessing. The host raises a glass of deep red saparavi and toasts to friendship, to peace, to those far from home, now at home. In Tbilisi, cobblestone streets curve between old wooden balconies and glass skyscrapers. East meets west, not in conflict, but in harmony. You'll see young artists painting murals beside ancient churches, hear jazz drifting from wine bars built into 12th century cellars, and feel a kind of warmth that doesn't fade when the music stops. Strangers invite you to sit, to eat, to talk, not because they need anything, but because that's who Georgians are. There's a saying here: a guest is a gift from God, and they mean it. You'll find yourself surrounded by people who treat hospitality not as manners, but as identity. You don't tip for kindness in Georgia, you simply return it. So no, Georgia isn't just cheap, it's generous. Here you're not a tourist. You're at the table, and the table is always full. Georgia isn't just cheap, it's generous. Here, you're not a tourist. You're at the table. 2. Philippines, where kindness outlives currency. There's a country where warmth isn't measured in degrees, it's measured in smiles. The Philippines is that rare place where kindness feels like a natural resource, where life is simple, laughter is plentiful, and even strangers greet you as if they've been waiting for you all along. With $500 to $600 a month, you can live well enough to forget what stress feels like. In peaceful cities like Dumaguete or Iloilo, life feels light. You can rent a one-bedroom apartment near the sea for $250 to $300, have breakfast for $3, lunch for $4, and sip strong Barako coffee for $1, while watching children play basketball in the street. No one rushes, and no one seems to worry about what they don't have, only about how to make others feel at home. That's the Filipino way. The visa system is just as kind. The SRV retirement visa welcomes foreigners with open arms, a $10,000 to $20,000 deposit, and an $800 yearly fee is all it takes to live here indefinitely. You can come and go as you wish, no hidden rules, no ticking clock. In a world where many countries close their borders tighter each year, the Philippines still believes that being welcomed is a human right, not a privilege. Healthcare is another quiet strength. In private hospitals like Chonghua or Makati Medical Center, doctors are fluent in English and genuinely care about your comfort. A private consultation costs $20 to $30, and annual insurance runs around $600 $900, a fraction of US prices, yet often with better bedside manners. Nurses remember your name, and doctors ask about your family, not your insurance provider. What makes life here effortless is communication. With 90% of the population speaking English, the Philippines is one of the easiest countries in Asia to adapt to. There's no language barrier, only a cultural bridge built on friendliness. From tricycle drivers to university professors, everyone seems ready to talk, laugh, and help. And then there's the culture of bayanihan, the spirit of helping each other without being asked. If your car breaks down, someone will stop. If you're new to the neighborhood, someone will bring food. If you look lost, you won't stay lost for long. Life here is community, not competition. Festivals turn streets into living stages of color and rhythm, drums, dancing laughter, and that irresistible Filipino chorus that turns even karaoke into a kind of love language. Despite the global chaos, the Philippine peso remains stable with inflation falling to 3 to 4%. But that's not what gives people peace here. Their wealth is social, emotional, human. You'll see it in the laughter, echoing through the markets, in families gathered under palm trees, sharing mangoes, in the way neighbors check on each other after a storm. The Philippines reminds you of something the modern world has forgotten, that happiness isn't expensive, and generosity doesn't need reason. Here, people may not have much, but they give everything that matters. In the Philippines, even if your wallet is light, your heart will never be empty. 1. Paraguay. The secret country, where paperwork ends and freedom begins. Tucked deep in the heart of South America lies Paraguay. A land few talk about, yet everyone who finds it wonders why the rest of the world hasn't. It's the kind of country that doesn't try to impress you. It quietly embraces you. No crowded resorts, no tourist chaos, no overpriced beach towns pretending to be paradise. Just open skies, slow rivers, honest people, and the comforting feeling that no one here is in a hurry to take anything from you. For $400 to $500 a month, you can live the kind of peaceful private life that's becoming extinct elsewhere. In towns like Encarnacion or Luque, rent for a cozy home is around $250. Daily meals cost about $5, utilities, $70, and life's small pleasures, fresh mango juice, a neighbor's smile, an afternoon nap, come free. Paraguay isn't about having more. It's about needing less and realizing that's where real wealth begins. For retirees and expats, this is one of the easiest countries in the world to call home. Its residency program is almost legendary. Deposit just $4,500 in a Paraguayan bank, and you receive permanent residency almost immediately. No interviews, no endless paperwork. Just proof that you can support yourself and the country quietly says, welcome. After 3 years, you can even apply for citizenship, gaining a passport that opens doors across Latin America and beyond. The government believes in a simple philosophy: if your money comes from abroad, it's yours to keep. Paraguay's territorial tax system means 0% tax on foreign income. Property tax hovers around 1%, and legal fees for buying land are among the lowest in the region. Here, you own what you earn, and you keep what you own, a rare promise in today's world. Healthcare is affordable and genuine. A private consultation costs only $15–25, and hospitals in Asunción meet South American standards with English-speaking staff and well-equipped facilities. Many expats choose to keep international insurance for about $700 a year, but even without it, local clinics deliver care that feels human, calm, personal, and affordable. The culture here is as gentle as the landscape. Paraguayans are kind, grounded, and proud of their Guarani roots. They speak a melodic blend of Spanish and the native tongue, and their food, chipa bread, mandioca, and terere, cold herbal tea, shared among friends, carries the taste of simplicity. Crime is rare, and police greet you with curiosity rather than suspicion. Even in the capital, you can walk at night and hear more crickets than car horns. What truly defines Paraguay, though, is its silence, not emptiness, but peace. It's the sound of freedom unspoken, no constant advertising, no political shouting, no rush to modernize at the cost of soul. Here, the air feels unbothered, and you start to breathe like the land itself, slowly, freely. In a world obsessed with noise, Paraguay is the pause, a place where paperwork ends and freedom quietly begins. Paraguay is the world's best-kept secret, a country where silence itself feels safe. 3 Golden Principles. There are 3 golden principles that turn living abroad from an escape into a rebirth. They sound simple, but they'll shape everything about your new life. How you wake up, how you spend, how you breathe. Slow. Don't try to recreate America abroad. The greatest mistake many expats make is packing their old life into a new country. They rush to find a Starbucks hunt for imported cheese or complain that the internet moves slower than home. But the truth is, life abroad isn't meant to feel like home, it's meant to heal what home took away. When you walk through a morning market in Asia or South America, notice the rhythm vendors laughing, the smell of fruit, the clatter of pans. Nobody's rushing, and yet everything gets done. Slow isn't laziness here, it's wisdom. The sooner you learn to move at the pace of the people, the sooner your heart catches up with your body. 2. Simple. The less you own, the freer you feel. Back home, freedom was sold in square feet. Bigger houses, newer cars, more screens. But abroad, you begin to understand that real freedom fits in a single suitcase. You learn that happiness isn't measured by how much you buy, but how much you no longer need. You stop chasing upgrades and start enjoying what you already have, a meal cooked from the market, clothes drying under the sun, a friend who shows up unannounced. In this simplicity, you start to feel lighter, as if the world is finally giving you space to breathe again. Flexible. Learn. Adapt. Laugh at the chaos. Because yes, there will be chaos. Buses won't come on time. The electricity might go out mid-shower, and your neighbor might start karaoke at 2 a.m. But if you can laugh instead of complain, if you can see the humor in confusion, then you've already mastered the hardest part of living freely. Flexibility is the bridge between frustration and joy. It's what turns problems into stories you'll tell for years. These 3 principles, slow, simple, flexible, aren't travel advice. They're a philosophy. They're the difference between running away from something and finally arriving somewhere. You can't stop America's prices from rising, but you can choose where your heart wakes up each morning. In Bulgaria, among quiet hills and the sound of church bells echoing through snow, life moves gently, unhurried, honest, and warm. In Tunisia, the Mediterranean glows gold beneath endless skies, and every sunset reminds you that beauty doesn't have to cost a fortune. In Georgia, long tables overflow with food, wine, and laughter, and strangers become family before the night ends. In the Philippines, kindness stretches further than money ever could, where people may not have much, but always have time to care. And in Paraguay, peace takes the shape of silence, a rare sacred quiet that feels like safety itself. 5 countries. 5 chances to begin again. Each one whispers the same truth, that life is not meant to be survived, but lived. That freedom isn't something you buy, it's something you dare to live. So, comment below which country touched your heart the most. And don't forget to subscribe to Discover Globe Places Top 10, where we help you find not just a cheaper life, but a better one.